Hello folks, I'm from Software Solutions and today we are here to present the next video on Ionic App, how to log in with Facebook. We have done it in Android, but that should work in iOS and other apps as well. So before we jump start, let me give you a background what is Facebook login. So Facebook provides an authentication and authorization mechanism through OAuth 2.0 protocol. This protocol gives you APIs or mechanism to give external world to integrate the login mechanism or login way, and in this case we'll be doing through Ionic App through the JavaScript. So before we start, let me go one step by step. And so the first step is you have to establish the HTTPS connections, and in order to do that you have to procure certificate. And the certification process has two steps. One is you have to install Open Ssl. If you haven't done that, go to this URL which is being flashed in this presentation. So once you hit this URL, you'll be finding here the different depending on if you're on Windows or Linux, you can download the binaries from here. And once you have done that, you'd be find and install that, and you'll be finding uh, either Open Ssl exe or Open Ssl sh, which you can set it in your path environment or you just leave as is. Next is, in the certification process you have to procure the certificate. In order to procure the certificate, you have to fire this command, whereas where some placeholders I have given like user ID and the path where the Open SSLs are installed. So I'll explain the command here. You have to write key tool minus export cert minus alias and Android debug key. So this debug key is your debugging key, and whenever you go for the production you have to change this, and that's a note for you. And then key store, where is your key store file? So this key store file is automatically generated for the debugging, but if you want to go to production you have to change it, and you have to uh, keep it in a safe place so that later on you can reuse that. After that, pipe, and then if you have set the openssl.exe or sh in your path, you don't have to keep the full path, otherwise you provide just openssl. And if you don't, then you have to give the full path. So this is the command. When you fire, it will give you a strange kind of code which you should note it down somewhere, and you should not expose it to any of the, you know, anywhere in the world, because that is prone to hacker. And that is the reason I am not, showing this hands-on to you, because in that case my code will be visible to everyone. So that said, we have, in this step we have actually created the certificate, which is actually some code which is generated. Just keep it in handy. And why do we need this certificate and where do we need this certificate, I'll explain later that. But for the time being, we have done the procurement of certification. So let's move on to the third step. Okay, so third step is create a Ionic project. And this tutorial as this tutorial is not about how to install Ionic or then Cordova or for a matter in Node, so I'm not going into that. I'll presume that you have previously worked with Ionic, so I'll just create a blank app, and then try to integrate through Facebook. So in order to do that, open a command prompt, go to your favorite location where you want to do this, and just type out this command. Okay, so I'm typing out this command for you. It's Ionic start. We will call anything to this name. I'll follow the whatever is said here. Side menu, and that's it. You press enter, and if you go to this location, I okay, so it's already there, so I will not change that. I will create a my app 1. So soon you'll be seeing, okay, it's downloading now, and soon you'll be seeing that a file here. Yes, there you go. As you know, everyone, it takes some time to load, not that much, but yes. So once you are done, you can actually fire this thing, and I'll leave it for a moment and pause this video. Okay, so we are back, and as you can see, we have finished the downloading stuff, and then here we have actually downloaded and then moved to that specific um, folder that was our app name, and then we actually fired the command to run that, and now it's running in the Chrome, and here you see the same application. Okay, so this part is done, and if you want to push in your Android, you can fire that command, but for the time being we are not doing that. Once we'll be doing the Facebook integration, and then we will show that how to push that in Android, and thereon you can actually see how it works. So once we are done, then it comes the very next step, which is you have to create a developer console account, and then you have to register your app with different uh, you know um, parameters which they ask for. So here is my developer account. I have logged in with you know um, my ID, and this is I'll show you later on. These are the here you can see all the your existing apps. So I have just only one app, but you can create a new app. So for you, I'll give you step by step. So create a new app here. Once you create a new app, you would be asked this type of question. Choose Android. It's okay. When you choose Android, you will see this kind of thing. Uh, Choose an existing type or name a type. So just keep it, and you'll be provided this one. So your display name is actually my app 1. That is what you have created for, and then you know choose your category. I will go for uh, let's say education right now, because I am actually educating. So create an app ID. Once you do that, yes, you are not robot, so you have to type that. I'm sure I've done the right thing. What happened to this? Yes, it took time, but it's okay. So now you can see this my app is being created, and if you open this, you have two app now. Okay, in my case it's two app. So jump on to add product first, and when you add product, you get to Facebook login. So you have added Facebook login. That is the protocol we'll be using, and then we will step one by one. Like this one is actually your uh, these are the things you have to do that. Okay, so I will not explain it from here, but for this tutorial I have created this F login app. So I'll move on to that and go to the same location, and you can see the commands or the settings. So here the things I have chose. Important thing is keep this http://localhost/callback, and this is absolutely this is not for testing or for localhost or for debugging, or this is actually for production, and nobody tells that. I have been searching for long, and this has to be this only. I'm giving it an emphasis on this. Fine. So this you are done. Now if you go to the settings and the top, so you can see these are being generated, and the display name you can change, but it has to match with your app name. In the config XML where you give the app name for Ionic, this has to match that. Next is your contact email, of course, and then again I'll go back to, because I have to keep on switching to hide my credentials. Pardon me for that. So if you go to the settings here again, so here also my app one I have given, everything is given there. Now, as till now you have done everything right. You have configured the Facebook login thing, you have configured the basic. Now you are actually going to the advanced. In advanced, well, not really something is needed to create over here. Just go through it. If you want to do some advanced setting, I didn't do anything for the basic tutorial, so I'll move to basic again. Here is a link called add platform. So when you click that, you actually add Android. Now here is your Google package name, but remember, if you are building an app, it's not in Google, right? So you can't find that in Google for sure. So what is this package name? If you remember, if I go to my this one, app one, and then I'll open this config.xml. Here is your package name, and this is your app name. So this is what you have to provide here, the package name. So if I provide this one here, the class name of the main activity, it's always this package name dot main activity, and then key hash. Now I'll come back to this portion. Remember, we have created some hash code, so copy that code from your notepad wherever you kept it and paste it over here, and then save changes. On save changes, it might tell you that this is actually not there in the Google Play, and that's okay. You save it and skip it, but save it. So once you save it, again I'll switch back to F login. Yeah, I'll leave this page for you, that's not a problem. So once you're done with this, all the settings, just now you need this app ID. So again, keep this in a safe place, or you can re-log into your Facebook developer ID, developer account, and then copy it. So the next step of configuring the Facebook login is done. The next step would be how integrating it to from the app level. So let's move to the next step. Okay, so setup in the Facebook developer console is done, and we will now move to the next step, which is install some plugins whereby I can talk to my Facebook. uh, any kind of communication, there is a server side configuration and there is a client side configuration. In this case, the Ionic App is your client side. We have done the server side configuration in this step. Now we'll move to the client-side configuration or coding, whatever you call it. So the next is plugin installation, by which we can configure or code our client part. Yes, so install plugins. First we have to install Cordova plugin and all this stuff. So I'll move to the command prompt. I'll make a control C over here and I'll say Cordova plugin add Cordova plugin browser, and this will install. Did I make some mistake? Okay, it's a typo. So now it's fetching, it's done. Next is dialogues. Do it in the following order. Okay, now the actual plugin, which is for Facebook. The previous plugins is is being used by the Facebook. Now when install this Facebook for plugin, and this is a nice plugin written in the GitHub, I find it, thanks to that developer. So what you have to, and you can find everything there if you just search over it. um, all the details are there, but still I wanted to show this video because of the easiness of that thing, because I find it hard to integrate or to do it one by one. So if you just try to find it, Mr. Z1 has done a great job there, and you'll find all the documentation here. And yeah, you can go ahead with this, and it's in the same line as I am explaining in this video. Okay, good. So I am installing this now, Facebook 4. Now the good thing is you have to pass some variables while you install this plugin, and this is app id equal to some id, and then again a variable, it's app name, and this is why we are doing is just to pass the information to the plugin. And where do I get this information from? As you can correctly understood, this is from this is the app id I have to give, and the name is this. So if you can see, it matches the same thing. It's 215 and all, 215 and this. So what I'll do is I'll just copy paste these two and enter that command, but I'm not doing that here. I have already installed that in this. So that's the fifth step we are done with. Now we'll move on to the next step. So that configuration part is over. Now we'll move to the coding part. In the coding part, you have to create a login view. So now what I'll do is I will move to the if login, this one. So here I have www and this index, and if you see that there is a login in the Chrome browser, if you just press login, here is a login screen, and this login screen actually takes username, password and login. But in case of Facebook, we are not supposed to give username, password over in our pages. Rather than when you press login, it should open up a new Facebook window whereby I can give, or wherein we can give Facebook user ID and password, and it should give me the login credential, login token. So that token I will save it for the future communications, and if the token is if it is successful, the token will be returned. I'll save it in my session, and once I'm done with my job in my app, whatever business logic you have in your app, then you'll be making a logout call to the Facebook, and then what will happen is uh, it will invalidate the token. So that's theoretical. Now I'll go to first in the code base, where and I remember I have already done it, and I'll just show you the snippets. So first I have to change this login. Okay, so in order to do that, I will go to templates, and there is a login page. So if we have that, so you'll see in this portion you would see a different thing. Like let me open the whatever you have created in my app one. I'll open it side by side so that you have a idea what I'm doing here. So here, this is the thing running over here. So what I have done is I have deleted everything over from user ID password, and I took this part and I place it here. So these are the two things I have added, one for submit, one for login, and one for logout. So once this is done, my app would look different. It will have, and for the time being, don't look into this. Okay, just don't look into this right now. So these two parts are okay. I have created login button, I have created logout button. In the login it will call the submit do login, and in the logout it will call the do logout. So, and these are in the scope, so I will have to go to the controller. So if I go to the controller, sorry, so this was the controller before, I mean when you created, but I just delete this part and create my own controller, my own functionality over here, which is a Facebook login. Now remember, we have installed a Facebook plugin, and that's why there are certain APIs available for me. Now if you see, what I have done is, once I do login, I'm printing console do login and then Facebook Connect plugin. And actually, I mean, I probably should show you that this is a create login view which I have done. So we are now in the next step, that code for login. So we are coding for login. So let me explain it from here on first, that we are actually, and this is the API it is given to you, that facebook.login, and it should ask what are you asking for, I mean email and public profile. And once this is fired, this is the promise. So function response and function error. So in the response, you send successfully logged in, and you can print out the response. Once you print out the response and you get everything, the token and all the details which you should be getting in this response, and that is why I'm just on the stringify. You can check in your log that you can extract and do your business keeping or anything. And then you do anything you want to do, like you can maybe change your screen or change your view or something like that. And if in case of error, you can throw errors, so that this login process failed because of such and such reason, and you can the reason could be here in the error object. So that's for code login. And then we have two buttons, remember, one for login and one for logout, and this is a new method you have to introduce in your controller. And here we are saying Facebook Connect plugin logout, and then you can say logged out or have a good nice day or something, some greetings. If it is failed, then you say failed to log out. So this is what I have done in here only. See, this is I am talking to Facebook login, and this is my console. And do not look into this right away. I will explain that later on. And then I have doing this thing, and if you scroll above, this is where I have done a Facebook logout. So this part, we have done the coding for login and logout. The next part would be you have to fetch the profile. As I said, that once you're logged in, the your app might need who's the person, what is his name, what is his URL, picture URL, or what is his blah blah blah. We need to know, and that those things can be done from again Facebook Connect plugin, which provides you to connect to the Facebook Graph API. So this is a Graph API, and what you need to provide is whatever response you have got from here. You remember this response. So what we are doing is this response, I'm taking it here, response.auth response, and this is an object and site response, and then I'm passing it the token from the auth response. So I have to fire this URL with the token so that Facebook remembers me that this client has already logged in. So let me provide him the details. If the token is not valid, then Facebook would complain, and it will come to here fail. So again, explaining this API, once you hit this API, it will give you a profile info object, and this profile info object you can print, and if you print, you can see that there is an email, there is a name. You can store it in some scope users, and then you can also see a picture URL. I have specifically written this in this picture URL because that you know I wanted to show you that this is how you can show picture, and this is small picture. You can use large as well if you want. So there are options, and you can get all these details from the Graph API in Facebook documentation. So that's it. Basically, we are fetching profile through like this, and you can follow this way of thing, and and do the rest needful. Okay guys, so we have done the fetch profile part. So the next part is demo, but before I go to the demo, I just sum up what we have done. We have configured the server side Facebook configurations. We have done the configuration through installation of coding in the client side, and then we coded for login, logout, and at the last fetch profile. It's time to run the app. I hope it works. Let's see step by step. So if you remember, I'll go back to the first screen. Yes, in this screen, this is the command you have to fire in order to run it or push it in your Android app, which is Ionic run Android C minus C minus S. So Ionic run Android minus C minus S. I'll run that, and I am projecting my phone through a nice app called Visor. So you can see my mobile over here on the right side. I'll open it for you. So this will this will take some time. Okay, so now you can see that it is successfully pushed, and you can see this APK is built, and the right hand side the app is open, and you know we can see the login screen. So once you click this login, uh, it will ask for Facebook page. Here I mean this screen is very much conversant to you from the different app. So let's you know type out your own ID where by which you want to log in, and your password of course. to try to log in. Yes, so this is your app, and the first time it will ask for your permission. You can continue with this, and this is, see, your email ID we have captured, and software solution is your name. Okay. If you remember, in this screen we have an alert, and this is what it is being printed. So this is it. But and if you want to log out, just click log out, and it will be logged out. One more thing I would like to show you is in this Facebook developer page. One thing you have to remember, that first time you have created an ID and you want to uh, just click it. Let me log in first, and then I'll show you. Okay, so once I'm showing it from my app, because we have created, so this is a new app we have created. For the first time you have created a new app, you have to do a app review. So this says that your app is in development and unavailable to the public. If you do this, then you won't be able to log in like we have done here. Okay, so this will not work, so you have to make it yes, and it will give you, are you sure you want to make this app public? It will become available to everyone. You say confirm. Right now I'm not doing this, but this app, the F-login app, I've already done that. If I go to app review, I'll show you, and this is a crucial step again, which you won't normally find it. So you have to make it yes, and it says that the text would change, and it said it's live. That being said, uh, now it's almost, every step is complete. I hope that uh, you have followed each and every step what I discussed over here. But if you have any question, just feel free to ask me, and in the blog, or you can mail me. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you have liked the video, and if you really do, please subscribe our channel for more videos, or you can write to us at knock@software.com. Cheers, have a good day, and be good.